What if I could show you a surefire way to grow your speaking, coaching, book, program business? What if I could show you simple math that can help you get to the next level? Now, whether you are looking to book more speaking opportunities, whether you're looking to sell books, whether you're looking to enroll people into your coaching program, I want to show you one thing that I believe makes a world of difference. And if you know this, and when you know this, and when you apply this, I guarantee that you will start seeing progress and increase in your business. Hello, I'm Cantor Simmons, and welcome to Monetize You Academy. I believe that you have a message that you can make the world a better place. And in making the world a better place, I believe that there is opportunities and services. There's wisdom within you that you can monetize, that you can make more impact and make more income. So in this video, I want to talk about one thing that I find that a lot of speakers, a lot of authors, a lot of coaches make. And in this video, I want to show you why this is so important. I want to show you that if you don't have this in your business, then this is probably why things aren't working. And if you do have this in your business, you can probably see why you continue to grow and scale your business. All right, so let me start off with this quote. Know your numbers, grow your money. Yes, know your numbers, grow your money. Okay? Know your numbers, grow your money. Now, I can also say this. If you don't know your numbers, you won't grow your money. Put that in the chat, right? Put that in the chat for me in the comments here, right? Know your numbers, grow your money. What are you saying, Cantus? I'm saying it's so important that you know your numbers, that you know your metrics. Because now when you know your numbers, you can determine where you need to change and where you need to adjust in business. At the same time, if you don't know your numbers, you will never ever grow your money, right? You will never ever be able to make more money. All right, let me explain. All right, so let's say for example, you want to make $20,000 a month, okay? We'll put $20,000 a month here. And you are a speaker and you make money by speaking on stage. All right. So let's say you want $20,000 and let's say your speaking fee is $4K. All right. Basic math will say, hey, well, I need 5 engagements to hit my $20,000. Okay, that's basic math, and that's where most people stop when knowing their numbers. But when I say know your numbers, here's what you got to think about. All right, what's gonna get us to this 20K? What's going to get us to this 20K? Right? So number one, let's say if you have a list of event planners. Okay? Let's say you have a list of event planners. Let's say you got 1,000 event planners. And you are marketing to these event planners. All right? Let's say you send them an email. All right? So you got 1,000 event planners. So now you send 1,000 emails to these event planners. Out of these 1,000 emails, 200 of the emails are opened. out of the 200 emails that are opened, 7 actually click, let's say 17 actually click the email. But in the email out of the 17, only 6 watch the video and the offer. All right? Now, when you look at this, you say, okay, what are you saying, Candace? Here's what I'm saying. You said you wanted $20,000 a month. That equated to 5 speaking opportunities at 4K. All right, so let's just say this is what the goal is. But when you know your numbers, you can grow your money. Because now you have a campaign where you send out 1,000 emails. You got a 20% open rate? But out of the 20% that opened, another 10%, almost less than 10%, clicked the email. And out of the clicking the email, only 6 watched the video in the email and heard the offer. So even though we sent out emails to 1,000 event planners, there were 6 that actually watched the full video and heard the offer, heard what you were offering. Now, if you want to hit your goal of 5 speaking gigs at 4K, these numbers are so important. Because what you can see here is, with this example, hey, if only 6 people watched the offer or heard the offer, how many of those 6 are going to say yes to what you have to offer? Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 5, but also maybe 0. But now when we look at our numbers, we raise some questions. I sent out 1,000 emails. How come only 200 people opened the emails? How come out of the 200 emails that were open, only 17 clicked? How come out of the 17 click, only 6 watched the video and heard the offer? And so now in your business, if you want to grow your money, you have to know your numbers. And then now we can go into our business and start fixing these issues. Now we can get more yeses. Because when you don't know your numbers, you can't grow your money. So in your mind, you think, hey, I just need 5 speaking opportunities to reach my goals. True, but how are you going to get to the 5 if you don't know your marketing numbers? Okay, let me show you another example. Okay, let me show you another example. Let's say you have a coaching program, okay? Let's say your coaching program is $3,000, right? So your coaching program is $3,000. And your goal is to make $30,000 a month, okay? Per month. So now, off basic math, you say, okay, I just need 10 people to say yes to hit my offer, okay? Now what this means is when we go back, and let's say you're using a webinar or on-demand training for this, all right? And so let's say you have a webinar. We'll call this a Webby, right? Now before this Webby, you have people over here. right? And you are inviting people to the webinar. And let's just say you have 1,000 people and you invite them to this webinar. Out of the 1,000 that you invite to the webinar, 500 of them actually come to the page, right? So you invite 500 come to the page. But we only see 300 people actually register for the webinar. 1,000 invited. That's through social media, through email, through ads. 500 come to the page, but when people come to the opt-in page, only 300 register. Out of the 300 that register, let's say, out of 300 that register, 100 of them actually attend, right? So we got 300 that registered, but we have 100 attend. And as you're doing your webinar, right, you're doing your webinar, there you are right there in the middle, and you're teaching, and out of the 100 that attend, only 50 of the people hear your offer. Only 50 people hear your offer. And out of the 50 people that hear your offer for your $3,000 dream program, the question is now, how many of them say yes to your offer? Now, you can assume out of the 50 that 10 will say yes, but it's all based on an assumption. So, know your numbers, grow your money. But here's the other numbers that we don't take into consideration. I invited 1,000 people, 500 came to the webinar. So now we got a question mark here. That's like less than 50%. And then now, out of the 500 that come to the webinar, only a few of them convert into registrants. And then those that register, 300 down to 100, why did only 100 attend? And with the 100 that actually attended and started the webinar, only 50 people stayed on the webinar to hear your pitch and hear your offer. And then now we get down to, did we hit our 10? Did we reach our goal? So in your business, when you don't know your numbers, you can't grow your money. So now it's important that you monitor all of these metrics in your business so that you can hit your numbers. And when you hit your numbers and when you know your numbers, you can properly now go in and tweak and make the adjustments for what you need to make. All right? If you don't know your numbers, you can't make more money. But when you know your numbers, you can start tweaking your business, making adjustments in your business, knowing what strategies to use because you know your numbers, and now you can grow your money. All right, now listen, if you need my help in, putting this together, if you need my help in putting this system together for you, hey, let me know down below. Send me an email, follow up with me, click a link somewhere down here so that we can install this into your business. Like, what is this? It just depends, right? It depends on if you're trying to grow your speaking business. It depends if you're trying to sell a book. It depends if you're trying to grow a webinar or grow your program. Whatever it is, it's important that you know your numbers. And I want to be able to help you. So if you have any holes in your business and you would love to work with me where I can assist you, hey, click the link, reach out to me so we can fix this problem. All right, let's monetize you so you can bless and make the world a better place. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.